Because usually when somebody says, hey, let's make a union, it takes a while.
And welcome back, Andrew.
Yeah, thank you. And it's green. Reset the router and it works fine. Why does that work? I hate that that works. Like, I mean, I'm glad that that's all it needs to be, but... It's dumb when technology just... Like, that's all that needs to be fixed is to be turned off and on again.
That Goodra was just like, I hope you're okay.
Yes. This is... Ah!
But yeah, I just basically told Bren the story of how Paizo basically they acknowledge their flaws and they've made up for it, and they've even now got an actual like union that they immediately recognize. It's like the union basically said, yeah, we're not going to work until you recognize the union. Paizo was just immediately, yep, okay, sure.
Even if it was just to make themselves look good, I at least appreciate companies that try to actually make themselves look less evil. At least for customers.
Yeah.
It's a simple shyster plan and a bit cynical, but it's better than the alternative of putting your fingers in ears and ignoring everyone, or saying, oh, you're just saying because you're sexist, or you're just saying that because you're racist.
Well, it's one of those things that Paizo has actually sort of been quite famous for doing ever since, well, for the last few years. It's like they're trying to actually make things more inclusive. They're like some of the stuff they don't like to retcon their stuff. They're not freaking Wizards of the Coast that retcons everything every edition.
Oh yeah, remember?
But but yeah, they basically like, okay, there are some of these things that we have in first edition that are a bit problematic, so let's just adjust that to be a little bit more, better. And then they're like one of the most recent things they've done, phylacteries. They no longer call them liches no longer have phylacteries in 2E because the idea of a phylactery is that's supposed to be like this a religious icon thing, and they're like, you know what? There is a bit of an issue that we're basically demonizing what is actually supposed to be a religious artifact. So now liches have soul cages.
Fair enough, it's a little more generic.
And it's one of those things where it kind of almost fits the thing a lot more. It's it's a literal name for it, and it's kind of one of those things where I do think it's nice that we can have stuff where it's like, oh, we kind of recognize that we just kind of took this name or idea for a thing without really thinking about the context.
Yeah.
Oh right, there was a thing with Hop going on here.
I just imagine he's like, Riona, I've been like waiting here for like days.
Out in the rain, with barely any food. I had to eat one of my Pokemon while I was waiting for you. What the hell is wrong with you? Oh, also something I found out when it came to Ice Spice Guardian. Some of the showrunners are basically were supporters of the hashtag Kill All Men. So the fact that their project is crashing and burning makes me, what's that term? Schadenfreude?
Oh god.
Yeah. That show, more and more problems are just showing up. Like, for example, there has been evidence that they use PNGs in their animation. Like, freaking a PNG light pose is bread. Like, sticking out. Some of the watermark isn't even off. Like, this whole thing is just a train wreck that just keeps going. And it's glorious. And the worst part is that Crunchyroll is calling it an anime, though of course it's being compared to other anime. looks more like a Western cartoon emulating anime. Hell, you want a better example of a show that does that? Avatar.
Teen Titans.
And Teen Titans. Or if you really want to get down to it, freaking Kappa Mikey was more respectable to anime and its culture.
I don't know what that is. Yeah.
3 years. They spent 3 years of this, and it's also one of those Crunchyroll exclusives that was such there. A lot of the money was supposed to go back to Japan and their creators. So a lot of the money went into this.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the showrunners are bad people. The show itself is bad, and there's possible, embezzlement of funds that should have gone somewhere else. It's like the shit show.
Now, luckily, we have the adventures of Riona and Pokemon pals.
To the stories
Yes.
of like a hyperactive little girl going on misadventures. Yeah, I'll listen to that.
Riona's not hyperactive.
Sorry, I was thinking Ruby. Sorry, I was thinking of like your Ruby. Although Riona is a better female protagonist.
And I've got my delightful goopy dragon friend.
It was a series mascot.
Squash. Squash the Goodra.
Yes.
My father was a dragon and my mother was a squirt.
No, my father was a dragon and my mother there was a rubber band and a test tube. You do the math. Right?
I just, it's like, frickin' just looking at our two Gudras, it's like when you think of names for dragon-like creatures, you wouldn't think of squash and pudding.
Well, it's like I went with squash because I kind of almost like I thought it was like, okay, what if it turns out Squirt had a baby with a dragon? It's like, okay, how do we make the difference on this? It's like, okay, the dragon needs a name of violence and conquest and extreme force. But I also want to call it Squirt.
Alright, I'll meet you halfway. How about squash?
Yes.
That's like the sound that will be the sound of its enemies as it's crushing overhead on him. And then he finds out that the dragon will not be his size.
Meanwhile, like, depending on who, like, I've kind of made Ariana my Pokemon protagonist now, so Ariana's just like, what am I gonna call you? Pokes. And there's just that wobble. You wobble like pudding. Pudding it is then.
Pudding. Princess Pudding.
Oh, so hi, Grady.
Ew.
I see it! That's a high.
Yeah.
I do believe that's a Moltres.
Yes.
Yeah. And if you have noticed, Moltres just has a set path.
I had not. Also, yay!
Design.
You've been noticed by flying fire senpai.
Oh my
Yeah.
god, it really does have that kind of look.
Come on. Come on. Yes! No! Oh.
God damn it, senpai. So lately I've been replaying through Fallout 4. I've been feeling pretty nostalgic for it.
Okay, it sounds weird saying nostalgic for it when it's only like, what, 4 years old?
I think 5.
It was like an Xbox One game, right?
No, Xbox.
Yeah.
No, I think it's 360.
It's not 360, no. Fallout 4 is only, 4 to 5 years old.
Oh, how fast everything is on the internet.
I'm an old man.
Well, it feels like it.
I remember back in the days of the pre-internet worlds and dial-up, when the only websites you could do was one was a museum that was honestly not available half the time, and the other was a website about dinosaurs.
I mean, dinosaurs are pretty kick-ass.
Oh yeah. I mean, to be fair, it worked out really nicely because as a young kid I loved it. As a young kid at the time I was obsessed with dinosaurs.
Okay, let's see. I beat Fallout 4 for the first time November 19th, 2015. 6 freaking years ago, man.
For me, my memories of glory days of the internet are long day spent reading Sprite comics.
Fanfictions all over. Oh, and Neopets.
For me? Okay, so there's two sort of phases for me. Because I didn't have internet at home for a while, it first started for me at school whenever we got a chance to go on to computers. Me and my friends, we would just be like, yeah, no, we're not actually going to do the computer work, and we would go on to stuff like Newgrounds and U-Bomb's World.
Yeah, Newgrounds. Them Flash animations. You kids remember Flash? I mean, I know that's like still being used for like legitimate animation purposes, but still.
Dying.
I mean, it's no longer officially supported, so.
Yeah.
Are either of you guys familiar with? Are any of you guys familiar with Killfrog.com?
No. Yeah. So that makes me think of also StickDeath.com.
I mean, there was a lot of websites and stuff just devoted to comedically horrific things, like a frog in a animated frog in a blender.
I think that was the original thing, but okay, the Moltres isn't dead. Congratulations.
Mm-hmm.
Oh God, I'm almost dead. I'm not dead. Thank God.
Yeah, if you go down, that doesn't really matter. What matters is the Moltres.
For me, sure. We have less value.
You're expendable.
It may mean your deaths, but that's a sacrifice I'm willing to make.
That is like what a Lord Farquaad
Oh my god. So, I just found out that Stick Death has been gone since 2007. Stick Death had some really cool stuff. Yeah. But yeah, the second phase of my internet was when I actually eventually got it for my own, like, for home. Countless nights staying up and just trolling on, not really trolling, I should say, but, just talking and chatting on, game FAQs.
Yes, where I could find... You know, I kind of miss the old Wild West where you actually... That time where you actually had to do research and look things up. You couldn't just find a video explaining how to do a specific thing.
I mean, that's... okay, game FAQs had... Well, actual game FAQs, but no, like, what the actual discussions were was more like... There'd be, like, a lot of, like, just sort of fun, stupid stuff like, I've been playing X and X so long that, and like I remember, I think Fallout 3 was one of the last ones I remember doing, where it was like I've been playing Fallout 3 so long that when I went to the toilet, I made sure to search it first for any loot.
I remember I played so much Oblivion. I think I nearly went through every dungeon, did every quest. I knew this one glitch where you could duplicate something, but also, like, kind of absorb the effects of, like, a magic item, and I would try to get as much magical effects on me as I could. Well, except for that light seeing through a wall thing, because that got really annoying if you can't turn it off.
Yeah.
And, I guess night vision, because I just have a rating for that, you know. Yeah, you want to turn that off. And chameleon. Though sometimes I went full chameleon and just tormented everyone as the invisible man. Good time.
I mean, that's the whole point of being the Invisible Man, is tormenting people.
Yep.
You know, this is one of those, speaking of, like, you know, superpowers and whatnot, this is one of those things that, like, someone actually tried to recently, I can't remember if it was a stream as well or whatever, or that basically, they're like, you know, the one superpower that, like, a lot of people would want, but it would actually really suck if you had it, being able to stop time. Because it's like, when you stop time, you're stopping light particles, therefore you can't see.
Yeah.
I mean, that's kind of one of those.
If you really want to get down to it, even if you could see, you can't breathe because, or you would have to keep moving.
I mean, that's one of those things, though, that when it comes to that power, that always comes with the, okay, obviously you want the required secondary things of, you want to be able to see and breathe and all that.
Yeah, and I think...
Yeah. Like,
I think it was the same with invisibility, where you wouldn't be able to see because the light isn't hitting your eyes.
Yeah.
Hey, you just want to do what Dio does.
Yeah. But I love... It's one of the reasons why there's a character in My Hero Acca that I really like, because his power sounds cool, but it kind of sucks at the same time. He can phase through stuff by holding his breath, but he can't control it. So it's like the only way he can control it is by, you know, controlling his breathing. So he basically had to learn, like, he can't see or anything like that. Once he uses it, he goes completely deaf and blind. So he has to learn how to judge distances to be able to phase through stuff and pop up behind people.
Yeah, he was blessed with suck. Or curse.
And of course, his clothes fall off every time he does it.
Yeah, that is so hilarious. Also, that Buzz Lightyear cartoon. Apparently, Pixar hated that cartoon.
Really?
Yeah, like they actually hated it. That, and there's apparently some bad blood, and that's kind of why we haven't seen that movie or the series on Disney Plus. Mostly due to John Lasseter.
Like, I guess his vision for Buzz Lightyear didn't match up with what the cartoon they produced.
Yeah, the cartoon, they wanted something a lot more serious, whereas the cartoon, while it did have some serious moments, was pretty much a goofy parody of, like, 50s sci-fi. But if you ask me, I think it did it perfectly, and actually made Buzz more endearing.
Yeah. I mean...
He was the serious straight man and all this wacky.
Though, to be fair, I think that's one of the problems that Buzz had in the Toy Story movies. After the first movie, he kind of... Okay, the second movie, he was good, but then the third and the fourth movie, he was always just used as almost a comedic relief. he always something wacky happened to him. Like in the second one, there was like, okay, it wasn't him, but there was another Buzz Lightyear that was still stuck in.
I think I'm actually in my own universe then, but the other part's like, oh, we have to go through all this again.
And then in the third movie, it was the shit, which one was the third movie again?
Oh, the third one, he got his switch flipped to Spanish randomly.
That was weird.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, right. Yeah, I was for a minute there. I was thinking the fourth one was that one. No.
I haven't even seen the fourth one. Okay?
In the fourth one, his gimmick that they try to do to make him interesting, give him, you know, a thing, is that basically Woody just kind of says like, you know, like you should just listen to your instincts sometimes. Listen to that voice in your head. So then Buzz would then like push a button, and you know the voice box would say something, and then he would try and act on what the voice box said.
Oh god.
Yeah.
Okay. I liked him in the first one when he's done with the Ranger and he had to come to terms with the fact that, yeah, I'm a toy. I can still do good things. Yeah. That's why I did like him in Buzz Lightyear stuff, man. He was
Holy crap, Neo King is small.
Yes!
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you have to try to... Yeah, he was a straight man in all this. He was a straight arrow, and that's what kind of made it funny, because he was a tight ass. That was like the joke. He was the stereotypical leading hero. And Zurg. Oh god, Zurg is like one of the great Disney villains. Like, you take Darth Vader, you take Skeletor, you blend them together, and that's Zurg. They even did in the show I am your father, and Buzz like, no, that's impossible. Then Zurg's like, haha, made you look it before he runs off.
No, yeah, and then I remember because they also did that in Toy Story 2, but they end up...
But we don't know if that's actually true or not, but it's...
Because I remember they end up playing catch at the end.
I know, it's like, nice. It's like, nice catch, Dad. No, it's like, good catch, son.
Yeah.
Okay, I will admit, at least in 3, yes, Buzz was more a... He was more there to be the comedic support and a... Well, after being reprogrammed being an obstacle. Though I did kind of like how that when they're reprogramming him, just Spanish mode.
Yeah.
Spanish mode just is brilliant.
Yeah.
And I suppose a fun little extra thing that they did because of that was they did the Spanish version of You Got a Friend in Me.
Yeah.
Also, the relationship between Buzz and... What's her name? Female cowgirl.
Ah, right, yeah, buddy, Jesse.
Yeah,
Jessie, that's the one. I was thinking Judy for some reason.
I don't know why, yeah. Judy...
But yeah, Jessie makes more sense.
Yeah, I do like the fact that they didn't go with the idea. It's like, oh, yep, she's the female cow. Well, she's a cowgirl, so she should be with Woody. Like, nope. Especially since he has
Bo Peep.
Bo Peep, yeah.
Oh yeah, and I remember PETA got really angry about her, but when is PETA's just...
Why would PETA get angry? What?
Yeah.
PETA gets angry about everything.
What?
Probably something about her, like, handling sheep or some dumb thing
Yeah,
like that.
Because apparently shepherds abuse their sheep.
Which,
Yeah.
again, though, it's like, who really gives a shit about what PETA thinks?
Yeah.
Yeah, PETA... They're just the robot hammering on the beach, no fun allowed. Oh, and they kill pets. They can go fuck themselves.
So effectively, they're the robot on the beach that goes "No fun allowed," and then they set up a sniping position to enforce it.
Yeah, pretty much. Except the sniper is made of Nerf because they're not very effective.
Coated in chocolate, just in the event of a dog passing by.
Something like that.
So what you hunting for now?
Right now I'm trying to find Articuno.
Yeah. And I can't really help him with it because I had just absolute luck and just stumbled over it.
Like, I saw its
Well-
silhouette once, but... Yeah.
Yeah.
Is Articuno actually an ice type in this version? Because
Isn't it psychic?
It's not an ice type, I will say that.
Moltres is dark fire, wasn't it?
Just dark. They're
Ah.
all single type.
Oh.
Hello,
Okay.
darkness, my old friend.
And yeah, the whole thing is
was that
Peony
Vaporeon?
tries to, yeah, that was a Vaporeon. Peony tries to justify why the stuff written about them is written that way when they don't have that typing. So it's like, I think it's like he's like, oh, Zapdos, that's shocking. Nothing shocking about this except for maybe the shock you get when it kicks you. I think that's his explanation, but yeah, I can't quite remember.
Sorry, I'm just not used to seeing wild evolutions.
Same! Like, it's like, I think the very first one I saw was like... I think it was an Espeon, and it's like, why are you just standing here out in the wild? You're rare. Like,
You know,
Wait, turn right again. I thought I saw something pop up. Something
you know,
green.
I believe
it's a tree.
of the
Oh.
elemental
Oh.
stone evolutions because they have to find one. But ones that involve like friendship and love evolution, that's the kind that's like,
I mean, they can have loving families.
My trainer liked me and wanted me to evolve. I didn't evolve into the right form though, so he booted me. So
Oh.
now I'm roaming the wild.
Oh,
That motherfucker.
God damn it! Now you made me feel like this like short web comic I read that made me feel sad about Eevee, like a male Eevee that turned into a Sylveon because he loved his trainer so much. The trainer got angry at it.
I remember that one.
Ugh, that it just depressed me. Like why did they have to make that one? That was so depressing. I didn't need that in my life.
I've decided to be a person who looks things up online.
I told, like, I looked it up for you the other day and told you that I literally said go south from there, and it wasn't.
Oh yeah, you did.
Oh yeah, out of interest, has anyone heard from Conrad recently?
He seems to have been real busy with a lot of family stuff.
Oh, I hope we can play on Sunday.
I hope he's alive.
I am sure if nothing else, he'll come crawling to us covered in blood and other fluids, ready and chipper to play.
Yep.
Did you just take an air taxi from this area just to go, to come back?
Yeah. Frostpoint Field. Maybe if I go the other way? Like, things seem different at least, but man, like, the birds have been, like, the least fun legendaries to try to
Yeah, all
find.
the other ones at least felt like you were solving a mystery or...
Yeah. It's like it feels like that they were kind of doing this as a test for how they might want to do runners in open world Pokemon games, and it didn't quite hit home.
Yeah, I mean, and that's kind of the thing. The whole runners thing was never really fun.
Yeah.
It's just like, hey, how freaking patient are you to just go from route to route hoping that you'll run into the thing? It's like, if they maybe, like, did something like, oh, they leave a trail, or there's some other obvious thing you can try to follow, that would at least feel a bit more like... Zapdos, Galarian Zapdos, I think was almost perfect in that aspect, especially since it was on the ground.
Yeah.
It was a lot easier to track.
Yeah, when the thing can fly, you're not exactly... Just, oh look, all these tracks in mid-air. That's...
Well, that's another thing. It's like I don't remember. As I said, I stumbled across Articuno and wasn't moving. Articuno was just sort of sitting there.
Menacingly!
Yeah, basically.
Also, just the amount of Aerodactyls I keep seeing, just...
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, the legendary birds don't pop up like that. You can see them from a distance.
By the way, I love that artwork you did, a plushie Tyrant.
Mm.
I want one on my shelf.
I adore it. I absolutely love it.
Glad you like it.
Oh, you're not, you,
And-
you're the master of the fusions.
I in fact shared your Tumblr channel with a couple of other Discords just to see if I can get you some more traffic.
Hmm. Well, cool. That might explain why I've gotten some likes and follows. Thank you.
Yeah, I should actually do that. I never like shit. Like even YouTube videos, I barely click the like because it just.
I tried to remember to do it once in a while, just because I do know that is a good thing for some channels.
Yeah.
Oh, speaking of Tyrant, we just saw one.
Yeah,
That was a Tyrantrum, not a tyrant.
but there's a tyrant right there.
Yes, there is.
You know,
I
I'm
mustn't-
still mad that Bonnie couldn't keep her
Yeah.
big old T-Rex. How awesome would that have been?
Yeah.
Roll at her pet killer dinosaur that acts like a dog. That would have... Imagine how many times Team Rocket would piss themselves every time that comes out.
I think Team Rocket has already suffered enough brain damage from Pikachu's shocks that they don't quite properly process fear.
I love the idea that it just occasionally, just if you observe them quietly, they'll just start randomly twitching. just the shock therapy of
I
it
mean,
all.
I will say they do what with Pokemon Journeys, they've got their own problems. Like this is one of the things they've been doing since I guess, well, not recent. I mean, yeah, since, but frickin' in Alola, they always had this Beware that would they could actually be winning in their frickin' plans. Like they had like Ash and Co on the ropes, and then this Beware would come out of nowhere, grab him and take him back to its home to feed them berries.
So, a Beware to the Beware.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I do remember specifically, because I haven't watched Pokemon in a long time, but I did remember seeing on YouTube just the, like, Team Rocket just actually fights Ash and legitimately wins.
Yeah. And the other thing that they're doing in Journeys is they've got this this Morpeko that is hanging around them, and the moment it gets hangry, it basically beats the shit out of them. So they have to constantly keep it fed.
Well, it's better than a sadistic, you know, almost psychopathic Mimikyu.
That Mimikyu was a cool Mimikyu. It was. I like the fact that it's like, yes, it has a grudge against all Pikachus, but its relationship with Jessie was really heartwarming.
Wait, so Jesse got a heartwarming relationship with a Pokemon? Not just James?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. God, James, you know what? We need to visit Mime Jr. Like with his grandparents.
I kind of forgot that he had a Mime Jr.
Yeah. That got really sick and he couldn't travel with them anymore, so he left him with his grandparents. Like, he knew they would take care of him. Which also means that while he has a very bad relationship with his mom and dad, his grandparents are okay. They are not insane psychopaths.
Yeah. That also reminds me of you continue what you were saying. Sorry, I just realized I interrupted. So I was watching this thing the other day where it's like the actual stuff that Ash said to his Pidgeotto or Pidgeot, you know, from the Japanese version, was a little bit more open-ended. Wasn't exactly like, hey, I'll be right back. There was still the idea of the promise of coming back, but it was definitely more like, you know, hey, we'll see each other again, not, yeah, I'll be right back.
Okay, so it's not as asshole-ish.
Yeah.
Asshole-ish.
I can't help but notice that humanity in the Pokemon games, ever since Roto was brought in the picture, they've kind of enslaved Rotom for various purposes.
Well,
like Pokedexes, bikes.
Look, you still gotta treat them well, otherwise, you know how many literal ghosts of the machine that can fuck you.
Yeah, there's, I don't know, there's definitely no enslavement there. It's like, the Rotom doesn't want to be a bike, it just goes, fuck it, I'm gonna leave the bike, and, like, what are you gonna do? You're gonna
pedal without the cool effects? You know you couldn't do that.
But I also love the fact that in the anime, they've also got, like, Rotom drones. So they act as the actual cameramen for league battles.
Yeah.
Sorry, yes. I hear Rotom drone and I'm just automatically thinking of the worst case scenario for that, aka the US version of the drone.
You mean that you know, Ben?
Yeah. I mean, that doesn't really matter. Okay. Do you really need to give a Rotom bloody weapons? It's already an electric ghost. It's like even a camera drone can fly past and bloody drop a zap cannon on you.
I mean,
yes, yes, but it doesn't have quite the same impact as missiles.
Although, if this was more adult, you know there would be a Rotom dildo. Among other things.
There you are! Get down here, you stupid bird!
Get over here so I can throw you into a Pokeball. And then box you in forever.
You can hear my thoughts, can you? I'm sure you can hear all the fucking swear words going through my head.
I definitely recommend saving the moment it stops moving.
Yeah, because you don't want to do this over and over.
Where'd it go? Where'd it go? I had...
It probably stopped and lowered down.
No. Go away, Metang!
I mean, you did right into that.
And this is how Shinsa got his arm. An enraged always just ripping it off the random Matang as he's passing by. Now where did the bird go?
Like I lost it as I was going by this grass.
Maybe it used its psychic bullshit to make itself invisible to you.
And it does apparently make illusions or something, so that actually seems... Get over here!
Okay, save. You should have saved.
It just saved.
Okay, hopefully that doesn't...
What the hell?
You have to hit the right one, otherwise it will run away.
No, you know what? Let's rewind space time.
How are you meant to tell which one's the right one?
You gotta watch them.
Like I heard something, I saw a thing talking about like wing movement. Yeah. If not, maybe starting off at the bottom of the slope seemed to work-ish. The time has come.
I mean, yeah, I have to admit it does look pretty awesome.
Indeed.
It's a ninja burb.
You. What the fuck?
Ooh.
Yeah, you got the right one. Yeah. The fact
Okay.
that you got...
Yeah. Like, I thought I failed again for a moment, but no. Okay.
Yeah.
This works.
Fucking ninja burb.
Now murderers.
Okay. You know what? I'm not fucking playing around this time.
Basketball?
Yeah, Master Ball.
Yeah, honestly, that one is.
And then you immediately run into a shiny bloody Beldum.
God damn it.
I'm just not going to dream of that. Get in the ball.
Nebby.
Alright, and now we can go and talk to, our not dad. Who should totally be our dad.
And don't forget to fight him, and then you just use all the legendaries that you caught. Just to ruin its day.
I have... It is known as the cruel Pokemon. Yes, that is appropriate.
This Pokemon fires beams that can immobilize opponents as if they have been frozen solid.
Okay, it gets that. That actually kind of works.
And also, yes, cruel Pokemon definitely applies. The freaking...
I have successfully hunted and captured all of your local gods.
want them back, I demand Bitcoin.
Asshole.
You know, let's call you,
Cheap whore.
Bum ninja.
Yeah. You know what? Let's be less subtle about it. There we go.
Yeah, can't really see.
Yes, you're kind of in the way.
Oh, shit. Well, you'll see.
Is it a big cock?
No.
Well, it's definitely a
Chicken
dick.
nugget.
Jerk chicken.
Jerk chicken.
I was gonna call him jerked chicken, but that didn't fit, so I'm like, yeah, why? Just straight up call him what it is.
At least it doesn't look like burnt chicken.
Yeah.
Like Moltres. Oh, shiny Moltres.
Oh god, burnt food is the worst.
There is, and of course, the greatest name of all, Dumb Cunt. Which is a particularly good name for a rival. Because it's usually so long between encounters that suddenly you'll just get, oh look, it's this Dumb Cunt.
Alright.
I always was partial to calling Blue asshole.
And now let's. We're now going to hear Peony's brain damaged accounts of what he thinks of the birds.
Yeah.
See, wait, you really caught Articuno from the legends? That's ultra mega brilliant. Report away. So that's Articuno, is it? The legendary Pokemon that can manipulate eyes. I definitely see the resemblance, but it's got this dodgy mask on and everything. And it hardly seems cold at all, does it? Oh well.
You didn't see that coming.
It's got one ultra mega icy gaze. That's Articuno enough for me anyway. Let's call this expedition a success.
God, I like to imagine it's like they weren't actually Articuno, Moltres, and Zapdos. They actually do have different names, but because he's the one that discovered them with you, he's the one that named them that.
Yeah.
Well, I feel like with when he kept saying Ultra Mega, the people localizing really wanted him to say, it looks like a Mega Ultra Chicken.
Speaking of Mega Ultra Chicken, Zapdos.
Arise, chicken, arise.
Yeah, let's see. So that's Zapdos, is it? The legendary Pokemon that can cause thunderstorms? I definitely see the resemblance, but those legs look thicker than I expected. It's not exactly electrifying, is it? Oh well, it's as spiky and as long-beaked as I hoped for. That's Zapdos enough for me, I suppose. Let's mark this expedition complete. Okay, Moltres, what do you got to say about Moltres? Moltres, is it the legendary Pokemon that's the embodiment of fire? I definitely see the resemblance, but it's not at all hot to the touch. Kinda looks like it'd be more at home with the Punks and Spike myth than in a volcano, doesn't it? Oh well, it looks a bit like it's burning if you don't look too close.
I mean, he does look like Team Yell's mascot, if we're being honest.
Yay!
So effectively, we're dealing with the research equivalent. Close enough.
Yeah.
Oh, well, how about that, Chief? Looks like that was the last bit of the Grand Peony Advent Tour that I had for you. Woo, now this is an occasion. What's the word? ultra mega epic, as the kids say.
No, the kids don't say.
Your passion for all this caught me off guard, Chief. This whole Advent tour thing was built out of a load of rubbish I scraped together. Nah, man, you don't say.
Oh my god!
Even I had my doubts about the whole thing.
God damn it!
But you went at it with a ton of energy. You don't suppose those Pokemon you caught were really the ones in the legends, do you? I mean... You know what, I mean... Some of them were, at least, so that I can agree. Wait, no, actually, never mind, you don't have to tell me anything. A look at your face tells me everything I need to know. I could tell you must have done some ultra mega epic exploring, and whatever you discovered on your way, that's a special treasure just for you.
This guy just puts a smile on your face no matter what.
He is wonderful.
Not about running your by asking silly questions. It's your job as a scientist to do
He's not a
that.
scientist!
He's just some dude who was organizing a trip for his daughter, and when his daughter bailed, we went with it.
Yeah,
Oh.
he's a minor.
Oh.
39er.
Well, Chief Riona,
Yeah, he's also chairman's brother.
thanks for sticking around and finishing every part of my Advent tour. I want you to have this. Consider it my way of saying thank you.
Is it his hat?
It's
It's his rare league card, as you'd probably assume.
I can't shake the feeling I'm forgetting something.
Your daughter.
Oh, right, my real daughter.
I was about to call you my new daughter.
Oh, Dad, people can hear you all the way outside, you know. My darling Nia. Huh, this place isn't bad. So this is where you're staying? Oh, hey, Riona, fancy meeting you outside the Max Lair for once. Yeah. You're really on my wavelength. So you actually kept my old man company. Cheers, I owe you one. I've had my fill of Dynamax adventures now, so I thought I might as well try one of those what-do-you-call-them tours my old man was going on about. About that. Why'd everyone suddenly go quiet? Give me just a moment. I'll come up with some new Legends. Oh my god. I mean, considering what he managed to uncover just from basically scrapping some shit together, this could actually work out.
He's gonna discover an ultra wormhole and
Yeah.
he's just gonna
Either that, or he discovers the next big threat to the Pokemon world.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he doesn't even realize it is.
Alternatively, he's the next big threat to the Pokemon world, and he doesn't realize it.
You know what? Given what his brother did, that is a possibility.
I need to have something amazing to spend time with my daughter and bond with her with. Let's end this fucking planet.
You'll have your adventure, Nia.
There is no planet.
A nice father-daughter expedition, finally. Whoa, wait a second. You'll come up with Legends? Also, that's way too close. I need some personal space here.
And he's an adult.
She immediately regrets.
Yeah. First things first, I've got something for you, Nia.
Leona, strip down. That outfit was actually her.
I mean, he did say he made these outfits specifically for her, so... Oh my god, I made this brilliantly shiny Explorer's outfit for you. You can get changed while I come up with something. Are you
Wow,
trying...
you wasn't kidding about it being shiny.
What in the world, are you trying to turn me into a disco ball or something? Why have I got to wear this golden one when yours is normal? Is it obvious you're my darling daughter?
This writing.
I want you to
This is the
shine.
reward for making it through all this.
I want you to shine so bright that everyone notices you.
Oh, God,
This
this
thing's
guy
like
is
this.
cool.
I changed my mind. Here, you can have this. Oh.
No!
Why?
Why?
I'm heading back to my own adventure. Time to catch some more Dynamax Pokemon. Oh. Come back. Oh.
And if you back up a bit, you can see the moment where his heart breaks.
Sorry for the sudden commotion, Chief. Yeah?
Like, Brianna's like, don't worry, Peony. You can be my not dad any day.
It was a blast exploring with you, and you were fantastic. Ooh, yay. Time to go spend some quality time with my darling daughter.
God.
This is so delightfully and stupidly wholesome.
Oh, yeah. That is some quality writing.
Yay! Well, I guess, what's this? Legendary clue? Question mark. Shining hole opening above the max layer.
Yeah.
Oh, I wonder what that could be.
A whole lot of trouble.
He's really
Basically, it's
seriously
like-
going to end the planet just to...
Nah,
hide stuff
that's just Ultra Beast. It's not. He didn't.
I mean,
He's just taking pictures and being like, "Hey, let's explore this."
Mm-hmm.
well, I'd say this is a pretty good time to call.
Yeah, I
but
think we went over the little
damn.
extra time. I mean, we had to stop and stuff and all that, but this works out with the timing,
This
so
was satisfying.
yeah. Thank you, dudes, for watching and chatting and all that.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely good for my mood. And that guy.